Hello, Catherine. How are you
Hello.
today?
Oh, it's great. I'm getting to talk to so many lovely folks and hopefully spread the word about Walker Independence.
We are here to promote the upcoming Walker Independence premiere and series. Before we discuss about your upcoming role, were you a fan of Walker before landing the role?
I obviously knew of it because I watched Jared on Supernatural for so many years, but I hadn't really dove into the series fully. But I started watching it during my audition process and really fell in love with the heart of the world and what that represents. And while we're still a part of that universe, it's still a very different telling of that legacy and of that story. It's in the same universe, but very much its own tone of show.
That's true. That's true. I saw the first three episodes. They look wonderful. In the series, you're portraying Abby. What does it mean to be a woman in the Wild West in the 1800s?
Well, what's interesting about Abby is that she has so much more agency than a lot of the women that we get to see in this time period. She's presented with this horrible tragedy and has a choice to make. She can become a victim to her circumstance, or she can use it as fuel to her fire and build a new life and gain her own sense of independence, for lack of a better word. But it's really interesting to see how this whole town and these characters take her in and how that affects her journey moving forward.
Your character changes her last name without spoiling where does the new family name come from. How does it impact Abby's inner self to assume this new identity?
Part of it is the function of it's too dangerous for Abby to be who she is in town at the moment, given people in power and who they may or may not be in her past and in her future. But given the choice that she makes, it really is a step in that's very symbolic of her choosing her own future and choosing to start fresh and start this new life, just as everyone else in Independence has already done.
Neo-Western TV shows are among the most popular content nowadays, as we see with Walker. Um, in general, what's the most peculiar thing about this genre, and why do you think fans relate so much to it?
There's a certain magic to westerns. There's such this nostalgia that comes with them, but I think that draws from the heart and the romance and the danger and the adventure and all of these things and the grit that ties it all together. But ultimately, we just see these stories of people that are trying to survive and trying to find justice for whatever it is that they believe in. And as we know in the West, justice is not always black or white. So we get to see characters make hard choices and interesting choices, and not always moral choices in order to accomplish their goals. And those are the kind of stories of flawed characters that we like to see.
For sure, for sure. And your character immediately starts trusting Hoyt. He is a bit of a rascal, so allow me to ask you, what is it that makes Abby trust him?
I think they both recognize a similar quality in each other, that they have, even if they might be misguided in whatever way, given their differing perspectives, there's a certain sense of justice and a certain sense of loyalty to these people. And Abby's willing to do just about anything to get justice for her husband's death. And Hoyt seems to be maybe her only recourse. But what's so great about their friendship moving forward is that they push each other's buttons in such a way that causes them to confront parts of themselves that they wouldn't have otherwise had to face. And they both grow from it in different ways. And it's exciting to see characters, although contentiously bonded, to sort of connect in a very different way.
Did you do anything in particular to prepare for your role? I mean, considering the contest, you're doing, horse riding, a lot of, at least your character is doing a lot of this incredible stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did a lot of training with our horse wrangling team and learning our horses as well. Now Abby has her own horse, and as we progress through the series, we get to really build that bond and that trust with the horses, but also with each other as we learn to ride. And I had to learn to ride backwards on a horse with someone else for the pilot, and all these different things that we get to do. It's amazing because it's what we love to do as actors is learn and grow and learn new skills.
You're used to sing songs, a lot of songs in your roles. Any chances we'll hear Abby singing in this season?
Maybe, who knows? We're only halfway through.
Well, hopefully I'll, we'll hear about it. You're still, I'm guessing you're still recording, right? This season.
Yeah,
You're
we are.
still
We're only about
shooting, sorry.
yeah, we're only about halfway through at this point. So we're still finding things out every single day.
Is there already a peculiar moment you enjoyed shooting?
I feel like every single episode there's something new and there's something fresh and there's a new turn to the story that we weren't expecting. But what's so beautiful about the show is it's so cinematic. We're shooting on these anamorphic lenses, and every time I see a still from the show or get a glimpse at the monitor, it's so captivating. And I think it really brings you into the scope of the expansiveness of what the West is, and the West itself becomes such a huge character in our show.
And is there anything in particular you did, with your fellow actors to, to start bonding with each other and to increase, as a group, to grow as a group?
Yeah. Honestly, we clicked instantly, and it's been very rare that you have these experiences on a show where instantly everyone is on the same page and everyone is equally as committed to these characters and to telling the story. But that's the magic of Walker Independence, is that in front of the camera, behind the camera, every single person is so excited and so happy to come to work every day and to get to tell the story together and see what the other people will bring and do and what creative input will shape the story moving forward. But it's very exciting, and it's just such a joy.
Katherine, I finished my questions. Do you have any last messages you would like to share with us today? Perhaps is there anything I didn't ask you that you would like to tell us?
I think we covered it. I would just say thank you for chatting and enjoy Walker Independence.
Thank you very much again for giving us a little bit of your time today. Best of luck with your role, and hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.